Welcome everybody to another episode of the Providence Lucha Talk. I'm your boy Jay.
And this is Ito.
We're here to talk about the current event that's been happening in the wrestling community. First off, Lucito said something that I did not want it to believe, but it could be something that happened in 2024. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson could be and may be the leading Democrat Party representative for the 2024 presidential election. Now, all I gotta say is this. If Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is going for Democrat, I say you get John Cena to represent the Republican and have them have a wrestling match to determine who will be the president of this nation.
I feel like I don't know what, his belief, politics, and all that stuff. I feel like
He's for the people.
He's
The people elbow.
He went through struggle, so he knows. Like if people seen, I don't know if you've seen the show that he had, the Rock, whatever, I think Rocky or whatever.
Little Rocky.
It showed his struggle, so he kind of knows what kind of like the American dream is. But I don't know. I think he knows people. He's very charismatic. He could talk. He could improvise on the spot. So like he's gonna be prepared. Everything he's done at 1,000%.
He could whoop nearly every leader in this nation, in the whole world. He could whoop their ass physically. Not we're not talking about wrestling physically. We're talking about physically. Like he's the most built dude. Now, as we all seen, after 4 years running a nation, they do turn to be grayed out, old, and tired.
He never really lost his hair, so he can't.
You think he might like lose his muscle mass or anything?
That's all he's gonna be doing. So he's gonna be lifting. Like, now I'm saying, the president doesn't do nothing, but like you're basically like the figure. Like everybody else does the work. You just show up, do a couple of speeches.
Does Ava Rain give up her chance to become? I'm sorry, it just blew my mind. Like CNN, Fox News, they were taking this seriously. They'd be like, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was approached by the Democrat Party, and there's a great chance that he.
But they don't have nobody else. Like I'm not getting into a bunch of politics or whatever, but they don't have nobody else that is as marketable as he is, and that make a big splash. You know what I'm saying?
Currently, we are looking at a Biden versus Trump part 2 or 3.
This is like Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Once again, like,
I mean, you could have kept it with the John Cena and Dwayne because they had 2 rounds. Yeah. They had like 2 WrestleMania match, but
no, I know he mentioned it. I don't think he's kind of playing it off. He got a year to kind of like.
I forgot what he said because he was in the Noah podcast. What's Next? I think it's called, and he was like the first guest, and I think they talked about it, but I forgot the highlight point of it. But I do know that it is something that he had like in his vision board per se. But I think his first true goal is trying to get the XFL popular again, get his money back from it, and maybe pursue presidential. Or if not, we could be saying Kanye 2024.
I don't know.
We're not politicians, so let us.
But I will say I don't know. That's like I said earlier. Like I don't know what his stance are on certain things, certain topics. I don't know his political views or whatever. But I will say him as a person and kind of like a figure, celebrity and stuff. Everybody knows him. He seemed well liked. Overall,
he's gonna be loved. By every. So the only people who might not vote for him is Iowa, because Iowa is just a tough state to please. But everybody else around the world.
That's what I will say. Like I will say for
he got California, Texas, New York, Florida for sure, Hawaii. What's another big state? New Hampshire. He'll definitely win New Hampshire. He got it down pat. Yeah. On a serious note on wrestling, we're only a few days away until Survivor Series War Game. Now, in the episode that has not been aired on the internet, and will soon be before you see this one, there was just a video issue. Got corrupted, unfortunately. I made a bold prediction that Drew McIntyre was going to be the 5th member of Judgment Day. However, I did not foresight that JD was going to be part of
But,
officially
yeah.
of Judgment Day.
I feel like he was gonna get added on eventually. Like
I mean, sometimes you could use him as like a lackey. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like
Yeah.
the honorary member, like they did with the Bloodline, but they made him like a full Bloodline member, which is I thought that was kind of cool. I'm just kind of weird out that I thought Rhea Ripley was the head of the table, but now Dominique saying he's the head of the table. Not Dominique, Damian Priest is saying he's the head of the table. So now I'm a little bit worried that
I feel like eventually Damon Priest is either you're gonna leave or you're gonna kicked out. One of the two.
For Drew McIntyre.
Either that or because he's gonna cash out, be the champ. You know what I'm saying? Like something because he got basically like the key for freedom. Basically, like he like could cash it in anytime and become the guy, or stick with his group. But I feel like either they're gonna kick him out or he's gonna somehow do something.
I think Drew turning heel or being part of a heel stable is the right move because being face, I don't think there's really much for him. Plus, I thought his contract was expiring not too long ago. So it's kind of interesting of how far they're willing to take him in this journey before the end of the year. So I'm liking Drew. I was hoping it was Drew because now Judgment Day got two big guys. They got Finn, and then they got two skinny dudes for speed and technical, which is great. The question is, who in team... I'm going to call him Alliance. I'm going to call him team... Not Cody, man. Cody is just the face, but Team Alliance. The team of main event Jey Uso, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, Seth freaking Rollins, and Sami Zayn. Who will be that fifth member? That is the true question.
It's gonna be most likely it will be mentioned or given away next either because I think it's Survivor Series next week, right? Or this weekend?
It's the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yeah. So I think they have one more Monday Night Raw. I think he will be announced, but
who could it be?
It will be the Viper.
Randy Orton.
Because they gotta say that they're gonna show that it's him before people start circulating and speculating that's gonna be CM Punk.
Well, the thing is, the crowd after the Monday Night Raw were chanting out Randy Orton, and Cody Rhodes made a comment saying that they have other friends, which is kind of interesting. So the question, the possibility could be Randy Orton. Unfortunately, CM Punk. I would love to see someone more... I don't know. Honestly, I've been thinking about this all week, and I still want it to be Kevin Owens. Because he's currently suspended from SmackDown because he broke the rule. For those who didn't see SmackDown, Kevin Owens' job, first day at SmackDown, was to do commentary. The only rule he couldn't break is he couldn't hit a performer. Fortunately, he whooped Gray Waller and ATL's ass, Austin Theory. So, he's suspended until question mark. But does the suspension follow him through Raw?
True.
So I would love for it to be Kevin Owens. So those are my three big options. I don't know if there's another name you want to pitch, or is it just those two?
I think those two, because really nobody, I can't see nobody else. Carmelo, somebody, you know what I'm saying, Dominic, I'm thinking
Carmelo
about
is about to backstab.
No, but I'm thinking about
Williams.
NXT because of North American Championship. Somebody like Dragon Lee, but he doesn't fit because he's in a double. But something of that nature, because everybody kind of have feuds with people.
Dragon Lee is in SmackDown.
I will say maybe because it's McIntyre, maybe Sheamus. That's the only one that I could.
Ooh.
That's about
Sheamus will be but the
Braun and Brutes. Sheamus hasn't been around.
they're in an NXT too.
Yeah.
They're in NXT.
So that's the only one I could maybe think of. That's about
it. Who got co-signed it? So we're predicting there's a great chance that LA Knight might have a match against Jey Uso or Solo, one of those two on Survivor. There's a good chance. I'm still putting my money in Kevin Owens. It just makes sense to me, but if it doesn't, oh well. We'll find out next Monday Night Raw. On the SmackDown side, they are preparing the women version of the War Game, which, once again, I predicted on the episode that you guys haven't heard because the video got corrupted, but we do got the audio, and that will be posted. It turns out that Asuka is not teaming up with Bianca or Charlotte, but she's going to be part of Team Damage Control, which I was a little surprised. I was not expecting that. I was hoping Kairi Sane, Io, and Asuka would form their stable again.
True. Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know it was going to be Asuka transitioning to the heel side and working with them.
So now that leaves basically the babyface of the other team short-handed. Because there's just going to be Bianca Belair, maybe Charlotte, and who are the other...
Shotzi. Say Shotzi. She was part of... She got that ass whoop.
So that's 3. We still need 2 more.
Who does...
So I was thinking maybe Becky to get thrown in the mix.
But
And maybe...
Becky-
And Raquel.
Okay, so...
Because Raquel with Dakota, they have some history.
Right,
Becky used to be
right.
former champion.
Right.
You have Charlotte and Raquel, she's just in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of, you need somebody.
No, I mean, like, I hear
That's
you,
all.
but...
And I was thinking maybe have Jade go into Survivor Series, but I feel like there's no story for her to... Because I know her and Charlotte kind of cross paths. I'm like, they're basically like, we'll cross paths, don't worry about it. So there's kind of a way for kind of be on Charlotte's good graces or like kind of be like, you know, you owe me one, basically.
Right. I mean, like, those are great option, but for the women's side, there's still people like Alba Fry. There's still B-Fab. There's still...
you really see them in this chamber?
Anything is
anything
is possible, okay? Isla Dawn. We could see a Mia Yim. That's one that I definitely could see joining the crew alongside with Shotzi because they're like really good friends. Scarlett could be.
She hasn't been in a match.
And Tamina and Zelina Vega. So I'm putting my money more towards Zelina Vega and Mia Yim over Becky and Raquel because those two are in Raw. Becky's still working her story with Xia Li. Dude, if I'm not getting Kevin Owens, there ain't no way in hell they're going to bring over Becky Lynch for this. Ain't no way.
Because Becky's a free agent, sort of.
She's in Raw.
But she was in NXT too.
When she was champion.
Yeah, so she went all over.
Bro, that's not how it works. She's in Raw. If I don't get Kevin Owens, y'all not getting Becky Lynch. That's how I feel.
But for me, I think it's Becky Lynch, Raquel, and +1 Shotzi, whomever.
Shotzi is...
No, I'm saying, but like the 3, like...
She got her ass whooped alongside with Charlotte and Bianca. So, yeah, it's those 3.
But I think Becky and Raquel.
I think it's Mia and Zelina. Because unless
That's a weak-ass team.
Okay,
I feel bad, but...
unless if you bring Alba and Dawn Isla into it, because those are better option too.
Correct, but they just haven't been on TV. For me, it's just like, they haven't been on TV. There's no connection to any of the people against them.
They got their ass whooped. They got their title taken away from Damage Control. What other connections do you need?
They haven't been on TV. Have you seen them, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, and since they've lost the title?
Man, that's Nick's job to bring them back, not mine. My job is just to watch, enjoy, speculate, and report. Yeah. That's all I have to do.
Yeah.
But besides them, Zelina Vegas has been on TV.
Either that, I would say either that, or I would throw in Raquel. Still throw in Raquel because of the Dakota thing.
She's Raw,
and I would throw in Indy Hartwell.
Indy is also Raw.
Yeah, but because SmackDown has nobody else. They're gonna need to recruit people.
The 4 that I mentioned, bro.
Selena,
5 with Scarlett, but I guess you don't even want to see Scarlett on TV.
But have you seen Scarlett on TV? Have you seen Karen Cross on TV? Have you seen her on a match? None of the above.
I mean, true, but anything is possible in 1 week. Like, we still got this upcoming Friday show, and then the Friday before.
They're gonna. You give them enough prop to build Karen Cross or Scarlett in a story with the 2 weeks.
like, she doesn't need. She just got to be like whooping ass.
Especially in this type of match.
Okay, the one person that kind of kind of
It's War Games.
it is war game, but there's three people that could possibly be more flexible than what we've been picking, and we've been avoiding it. Okay, it's the tag team champs because they're allowed to move anywhere,
Okay.
and also Natalia. Natalia is an OG. Like you put Natalia and maybe a Chelsea Green or Piper to the crew. You got the OGs versus the new Gs, and then bada bing, bada boom. That's another person because I don't see Roxanne Perez moving up. I don't see Tiffany. I don't see Ariana Grace, Gigi. Gigi is getting engaged anyway. Her old partner, JC. Like, or what's the other one from the U? The little Mighty Mouse that was running around.
I forgot her name.
Yeah, but you know who I'm talking
Yes.
about. Like, they ain't ready for that type of situation.
Because I know that Jade, she's okay, but I don't think it's not a good time for it. It'd be cool, but I don't think to her first match be a War Games match.
And as a face, not a heel, a face. So it's, unless if Dakota, it's not clear, then I could see Jade. I could see a Jade, or I could see a Scarlet. But I don't see anyone else. Yeah. Because that means, okay, I'm going back to Becky, right? Becky will work if Dakota cannot wrestle and they get Xia Li.
Okay.
That's the only way it could work in my head. Because right now she's been working with Becky for the past few days. Other than that, I don't see no other options.
I don't know. I think this War Games, it's fine. I feel like I guess it kind of sucks because everybody who they have stories or they're trying to put in War Games, you're taking all the titles away. Because what we're used to normally for Survivor Series, you normally have champion versus champion, then you have teams with feuds and stuff. So it's like
a Night of Champion type of vibe. Yeah.
So now it's like you're taking away the men's tag team, you're taking away the North American, you're taking away the Raw Championship for men's, and you're also taking the Women's Championship SmackDown away. So the only people are going to be Gunther, basically Intercontinental, and Rhea Ripley. That's it. Because Roman Reigns is not competing until maybe next year.
No, it's not.
And Logan Paul, who knows if he's going to compete or not.
Well, here's the thing. Nice segue. Because right now, Ray has been...
He's on the way.
He went through a surgery on his knee. And he said that he's feeling fine. So ideally, we could see him out for about 2 months or so. Which is... In football, you got to wait for 6 months, but in wrestling, 2 to 4 months. So we're not going to see Ray for a while. LWO is going to be pretty chaotic, or we could see it snowball now that Ray is no longer in the picture, unless if the crew turn fully heel. We don't know, with the leadership of Santo Escobar. That's another thing. But now that he's out of the picture, Logan Paul might need a competitor. Is it Santo Escobar? Is it ATL, Austin Theory Live? Is it Kevin Owens? Like, who's going to be able to work with Logan Paul if he does have a match?
I think it should be either between Ricochet or Santos Escobar. Even Carlito. Carlito losing doesn't affect him because he just came back, so that kind of helps Logan a little bit.
But he did lose to Montez Ford. Yeah.
So you have somebody like that, or
Bobby Lashley. First time it was Bobby Lashley.
So you have somebody like something like that. But I would say Santos Escobar or Ricochet at the moment.
Ricochet is Raw.
But he has beef with, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but Raw have IC. SmackDown.
Ricochet is never gonna get an IC chance at all.
I mean, neither is the Miz, but it's happening. Yeah. The only way Ricochet will make it to SmackDown if they do a trade, and so far, that's not happening anytime soon. So, I could see Logan working with Santo, Carlito. I wonder how he would do with Bobby Lashley.
Too much for him.
Too cheap?
Too much. He also gonna have backup. He's gonna have Montez and Literally, it's gonna be 3 against 1.
Yeah, but
sort of.
Logan got his potsy, so it could equal out.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, ladies and germs, that Logan Paul have announced that he's retiring from boxing to focus on his full career full time as a WWE star. So meaning that you might be seeing him on live shows and you might be seeing more on TV. Not a lot of defending matches, but he will be on TV to
Yeah.
keep the spirit of the title alive more than hopefully Roman Reigns, to which.
Yeah.
In 2023, ladies and gentlemen, it's reported that he only had 5 title defense as being our Universal Undisputed Champion.
That's what happens when you renew your contract and you have a
That's
part-time contract.
that's triggering for me because like, what kind of champion are we promoting? You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping after Roman Reigns, we never have to do this again, like ever again. Never ever again. Like, give us a healthy fighting champion, please. Like, please. But we digress. So Logan Paul may have a match. We might be seeing we already got a match. The tag team belt. Like the women's tag team belt. What is going on with this thing? Like, we need to see something happening.
They've been doing a bunch of single matches, but not tag team.
Exactly. Piper been doing her matches. It seemed Natalia and Chelsea Green have been having their little back and forth. It's like, are we going to see Natalia tag team with someone to get the belt, or is it just not going to happen?
And I just remember, the Mighty Mouse from is Thea Vale. I just remember. It just came to me. Sorry. I know that was bugging me this whole time. Yeah. Yeah, that was just bugging. I was like, yeah. I'm like, that's the thing. I'm like, that's bugging me. Yeah.
Bro, that had been itching the back of
In my head, I'm trying to, like, you could have seen, like, me looking for every file. I'm like, all right, roster. Like,
doesn't even pull up his phone and just type in her name or just search the roster. Be like, no. NXT 2023. The U. Okay. Tag team champs. Yeah. Oh no, that's not. Yeah. That's funny. Okay.
But yeah, no, that tag team divisions, either for the men and the women, there's nothing.
Men right now is like they're in war games.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna see much from them until like 2024, personally. Or like towards December, something to get that ball rolling. I think it's gonna be Jey Uso and Cody again, unless if the Diamond Mind, yeah, if Diamond Mind
could have been undefeated.
If they could get a few more winning streak, I think they'll be perfect. Like the Alpha Academy that we always wanted, but never.
True.
I mean, I lied. They did want it. But once, sadly. But but the women though, bring back Dawn, bring back Alba, give them that opportunity to win the belt that they should never, ever have lost to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler.
True.
Like that to me, it's
but they just put in that kind of like on limbo at the moment. That's not a number one priority. About over the title, that's not a priority.
It should be, because
I don't know. I think I would have liked, honestly, Survivor Series. I don't mind how it's set up right now, but I wish it would have been a little bit different. I would have preferred, for me, I'm so used to seeing like champions, so it would have been nice. Seth versus Roman, Logan versus Gunther would have been interesting. Logan would have had no shot, but that would have been interesting.
I would add it on triple threat, okay?
With Dominic in there?
I would put Dominic,
So Gunther. Not 2 against 1, but kind of 2 against 1.
Yeah, but it's Gunther, Dominic, Logan. I would have Roman, Seth, and Dragunov. That would be fine. I would have, Io. I would have Rhea. I would have Homegirl, who beat Becky for the belt.
Valkyrie.
Valkyrie.
Then you have the U versus
Judgment Day. Yeah.
I think it would have been. I would have been better, but it would have been. You would have all 3 brands covered, and would have been kind of like everybody.
And I feel like all of that would have filled in because I would still have a war game. I would still throw in war
And you
game.
still have enough people that are not champions in the. So you still would have Cody, Jay, and not the rest of. Well, you wouldn't be able to do Judgment Day, but you could have done them against the Bloodline or something. You still could have done, like at least.
Well, Bloodline, no, because it's
No, but
only
like you
two
could have.
members.
Yeah, but you could have done Jimmy and you could still do like a Franken team how they always do, but you could have done Jimmy and and Solo, and you would have Cody and Jay. Then just fill the other three people up for the other, so they could have been together.
I would have preferred that, honestly, because like they no longer do Night of Champions anymore,
Right.
unless if it
No, I think
not,
this year was they did the
Night of the
Skyline. Yeah, that other castle.
Night of the Castle. So we don't see Night of Champions
Yeah.
anymore, but it would just be nice just to have all the titles just be defended, and not only on like the big four show, which are Royal Rumble, SmackDown, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series, but you know, you gotta keep get butts into seats. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. Turn into AEW. Lucito, take lead.
I would say AEW. The only thing I know we talked about it last episode. The Ring of Honor TV champion kind of being vacated, so they haven't. We'll see what happens is Wednesday, Thursday, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll figure out what they're gonna do with that division. But we mentioned a couple of people that could be potential contenders or champions for that. Hopefully they do a tournament or some type of invitational. I know they're working on kind of like an invitational for they kind of doing Brian Danielson's kind of like go away kind of tour. So he's basically trying to do matches with people that he hasn't done matches with or he would like to have matches. So that's going to be a good thing. And I know Sammy Guevara was injured, so they replaced him. So now it's going to be I think it's a trios match of 4-on-4. So it's Don Callis, Takeshka, the guy from Aussie Open, I forgot his name. He's the one that dates Sky Blue. The skinny one from I really forgot his name. But the one from Aussie Open, there's two of them.
I like him too.
Yeah. So him,
Kyle something.
yeah. So the guy from Aussie Open, you have Brian Cage replacing Sammy Guevara, and then you have Hobbs versus basically Big Show, not Big Show, but Paul Wright, Big Show, Jericho, and
Kyle Fletcher.
Yep, and you have the Golden Boys or whatever, Kenny Omega and
Ibushi?
yeah, Kota Ibushi. So it's gonna be like 4-on-4.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've been a big fan of the Golden Lover since they were working on the double V trigger as their finisher. I remember those. And when they won the New Japan Tag Team Championship, I was happy for them. But Ibushi and Kenny in the U.S., it's not translating well for me.
But Kenny and Jericho has a little bit. It's a weird combination, but they're making it work.
But what do two Canadians have that a Canadian and a Japanese wrestlers can't translate in the U.S.? You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's not the language. Let's forget about Ibushi doing promos. I never seen him do promos anyway. He's just a man of action. Boom, boom, boom. But it's like when he wrestled, it's just like it doesn't translate here for some reason. I'm not sure if it's like the way how he's taking the bumps or the way how the match is set up for him. It just, at first I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
They're bringing him back. And now I'm like,
yeah.
why?
That's the same thing when he was in NXT. He was in the Cruiserweight, I think the Cruiserweight
but
tournament.
he was definitely...
He made it to the finals. I think the finals was all semis. But it was just like, it just didn't, like, somehow doesn't translate.
But he was working with people that knew him from New Japan, and it worked out till that semifinal. Yeah. And then you're like, okay, at least he tried. But they bring him to NXT, AEW, It was blood and guts here in Boston not too long ago. It was just all hype for me.
Yeah.
It's all smoke. It's like for me, if I see Ibushi in the cards, I'm just not
Yeah.
too excited to watch him anymore. I don't know why. But what does Kenny and Chris Jericho have that they're just so like watchable?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's a persona. It's the aura. It's just them.
It's because like Kenny, I mean Chris is Chris, but he's not moving like Chris. You know what I'm saying?
No, true.
But he still tries.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying like his match, like when he wrestle, it's just a little bit slower, and you gotta be patient with him.
No.
But when it comes to like promos and like other fun stuff, front row seat, popcorn, I'm ready to eat whatever you're gonna throw at me. So does Kenny compensate for the wrestling part that Chris Jericho does with the promo?
Then I'm not saying Jericho compensate for Kenny's, but he makes Kenny a little bit more well-rounded.
That's an interesting thought.
But that match should be interesting. Basically, Carlos family versus Jericho's group. So you have him and Big Show, kind of like Hobbs dealing with Paul, right? Mm-hmm. So that kind of like balances everything out. Brian Cage is kind of the X factor because it's like they kind of them and the Don Callis family and the embassy did kind of like a deal to have Brian Cage over. But if it wasn't for that, they wouldn't interacted, which is fine. But
I mean, I did Tony Storm and
Hakura Cheetah.
thank you, because I keep forgetting her name. Our 3-time women's champion, Kushida. They're going to be having a match once again for the women's belt. I mean, if anyone could win it, I think it could be Tony, because this gimmick does pretty well. It seems like it should be the right move, but we'll see. We do have a match. The Young Bucks, they have the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championship.
They have the
Ring
trios. No, yes, because the Ring of Honor is Adam Cole and JF. They have the trios championship.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused now.
And the AEW one are
Ricky Stark and Big Will. Okay, so
I know who would have thought them.
Okay, so I'm a little bit confused
So so tag team it's MJF and Adam Cole. Trios, I think it's Kenny and
what you're
two.
saying is absolutely 1,000%. Is that I saw the promo of Young Bucks versus Kenny and Chris Jericho for a belt.
Yes.
And it said tag team belt. It didn't say trio.
That's correct.
It said tag team belt. So if you're telling me Adam Cole and MJF have the Ring of Honor, and we have Big Starks and Ricky Stark and Will with the EW, what tag team belt is on the line between the Young Bucks and Kenny and Chris Jericho? Like, that's the part that I'm a little bit confused on.
I think it might be probably for number one contenders. But,
Okay. That could make a little bit more sense. I'm down for the number one contendership. Okay. That makes sense. Because I was just so confused when I saw the poster. I'm like, who having what? And how? And when? Orange Cassidy?
So if now they call themselves the Jets, that's
Please just
that's
tell me
Jericho and Kenny. If they should win, they get a AEW Tag Team Championship, which is currently So kind of the number one contenders are the Bucks. So if Kenny and them win, they get on basically kind of they're going for the number one contender for the AEW.
Got it. So once again, ranking does not matter. Winning streak doesn't matter. It's all about popularity. Cool. Glad we got that out of the way. Orange Cassidy still our international champion.
Right.
Athena has not yet vacant her Ring of Honor Women's Championship. TBS, I think it's still Chris Stylander Damn. So nobody's gonna take that belt from her, unfortunately. And do.
Yep. So now they're doing what I mentioned earlier, they're doing a AEW Continental Classic tournament. So it's gonna be kind of not the Bryan, Daniel Bryan like invitational, but he's kind of gonna be the first. They haven't mentioned everybody in the tournament, but it starts the 22nd. So one of the entrants will be it's gonna be 12 contestants, and the first contestant is gonna be Bryan Danielson. So they haven't mentioned the rest of the group, but yeah.
Well, we do know that MJF is still working against Jay White in the Golden Bullet Club Gold.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know who's the devil yet.
Yeah, we had our speculation. So everybody, for me, I think either like I mentioned, Jungle Boy. I don't. Hopefully, it's not CM Punk. Well, if it's CM Punk, that's a long-term story that I'm impressed by AEW. But it could be CM Punk, Jungle Boy. Maybe could be. I saw somebody reported Tony Khan.
I was going to talk about Tony.
So Tony Khan or even Britt Baker. Those like. Because imagine her puppeteering, because she knows that Adam Cole is connected to kind of everybody. He's kind of like the person that connects everybody. So him and Jay White had affiliations when he was in New Japan. Now he's cool with MJF. So she's trying to kind of like puppeteer her man to see, what's best for them.
I still believe it's still Adam Cole.
Adam Cole.
But then, Jay White is still a strong lead. The Tony Khan one kind of like threw me off.
Because imagine Tony Khan, he's like fucking with everybody. He'd be like.
But the thing is, like when Vince did it, Vince was involved of the story.
Yeah, but
which made it like, oh shoot.
But this is the person that you least expect because he's always yelling and screaming in between shows. So imagine him
he's
like
not on TV as that often either.
So
Vince was back in the '90s during the Authorities time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's just like. Bro, like, if it's truly Tony Khan, then kudos.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it's Adam Cole or Jay White because those two make the most sense to me. And if it's CM Punk, like you said, hell of a long game. Yeah. Hell of a long game for you to have us, like, waiting upon. But Impact Wrestling, we do have a match between soon-to-be TNA Wrestling. We soon will be having a match between Sunny Kiss versus Trinity. I'm so sorry, girl, that I forgot your name. It's not for the women's belt, but it's just a match, which I think is pretty cool. Yeah. They will be having a pay-per-view where I think is Trinity versus... Oh, fuck. I forgot her opponent.
Not Jenna Peraza or Jordan Grace or...
No. Neither of the two. I do know that Moose is having his match for the heavyweight belt.
Okay.
But Trinity, damn it. I thought I had it ready, loaded to announce. But I'm sorry, guys. I was not ready for this. This is Impact Wrestling pay-per-view. Because we're 60 days or 59 in change days until they announce their, until they convert into the Final Revolution. Let me see. Which is kind of cool because this is the last Impact pay-per-view that's going to be happening on December 9th. And then the first pay-per-view that they're going to be doing for TNA is going to be called TNA Hard to Kill on January 13th in Las Vegas. So the card... You only have one freaking... Stop it. I saw a match that was going to have Trinity in it, and now it's making me a liar. Okay, then. Actually, yeah, you called it. Is Jordan. Jordan, she's the match, and Moose is facing the current
Yeah, Alex Shelley.
Alex Shelley. Thank God.
Yeah.
Do you see any of them winning the belt?
I could see Moose taking the championship again. Jordan Grace and them. I don't know what's Trinity's like final like thing she wants to do. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know if she wants to like set herself apart in TNA or be a champion or whatever. But I feel like if her contract is up and maybe she wants to go to any other brand, because I know her friend Mercedes Monet will be available soon. So I don't know if she wants to make herself free and available to go with her, maybe kind of make a bigger splash and impact with Mercedes Monet. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, so that Trinity match against Jordani, that's for January 13th.
correct.
So
Because she said Mercedes Monet will be available 2024.
I could see Mercedes showing up for TNA,
So,
helping out Trinity retain the belt or be her next opponent, and help that company out, which is good for them. Mercedes also said that she's going to be working with different companies. So I don't know if AAA or maybe AEW, Ring of Honor, I should say, could be in the picture. Because honestly,
her and Athena will be a good match.
Which one?
Her and Athena. At least have somebody that.
Honestly, Ring of Honor do need a big name like a Mercedes Monet, because now that Samoa Joe is out of the picture,
Correct.
Eddie Kingston is still your heavyweight champion.
Yep, in the open weight for New Japan.
In open weight for New Japan. You got the elite as your trio champ, but then it's like MJF and Adam Cole as your tag team.
Yeah.
It's not much of a bigger name. It's still not getting that flame going. You know what I'm saying? It's still like an ember. It's still low.
Yeah, I think the Embassy is the trios. No, sorry. I think the Embassy are the trios champions. Sorry.
They took it away from the elite?
I think so. I think because I know Brian Cage has a championship, so it has to be the trios, and it's a red one. So I think it's the trio champions. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't. Yeah. I'm way behind on Ring of Honor.
That's probably kind of like a full circle now. Now I realize why they're going for the tag team, AEW tag team, rather than them defending the trios.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the Embassy is a great group, but not as.
Yeah. No, true.
They need a big name like Monet.
Because basically,
a punk on Impact will do good for them too.
Yeah.
Like.
Because basically 2024 is going to be Mercedes Monet. You have Ospreay. You have Julia. They're still working with her. You don't know what's going to happen with. I don't know if he got re-signed to MLW, but Fatu. Then I know you have Sika Fatu, which is Umaga's son, that he's in the Indies as well.
Because he's no longer working with the Booker T thing. Yep.
So you have a lot of people 2024. You know, maybe WrestleMania. X Factor of like The Rock, maybe not. It's a lot of people, a lot of things.
The strike is over.
Yeah.
No John Cena. Yeah. No Rock.
So we'll see. But 2024 should be a good year.
It's gonna be
I hope Ospreay goes to WWE.
Why is that?
Well, he will be, if he joined WWE, he'll be a Paul Heyman guy. Because Paul Heyman legit when he was getting more popular, Paul Heyman was like. He is not a black check, but it's like whenever you get all your stuff decided and you're free, give me a call. Like they already have been handpicked to go to basically to the main roster. Because if they booked him right, he could dethrone Gunther. Be crazy if he dethrones Gunther. Him
though. Mm-hmm. Over Chad Gable.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
You get him against Seth Rollins would be great. I will keep him away from Roman Reigns. But you know what I'm saying? Like him coming to the main roster, and especially his ties with New Japan, you have AJ Styles, Finn Balor, Cody Rhodes. You know what I'm saying? Like he also did the AEW thing. So it's like this.
Well, you said the big names. Like the first person I thought of was first AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Then I thought of Seth freaking
Yeah.
Rollins. Then I thought of a Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
I thought of
Because they also had matches before.
right,
So.
Santo Escobar.
Mm-hmm.
I could see him working with a Finn Balor, like you
Yeah.
mentioned. Cody Rhodes will be an interesting matchup because Cody's more of a slow pace than
Correct.
Will Ospreay. But I don't know if Will Ospreay is willing to give up that freedom in his creative, because that's the one thing when he did his interview with Renee,
Mm-hmm.
like I think it was earlier this year or last fall. The one thing he always said, like he just like his freedom, be able to show up, do a match, go home, get paid,
Yeah. True.
go home, and then do it
Yeah.
again. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? With WWE, you're making a commitment,
Yeah.
and I think I forgot who said it, but there was like a wrestling legend who commented saying that a wrestler who doesn't want to be part of AEW is lying, because everybody's dream
Yeah.
is to be in a WWE ring,
Correct.
one way or another. So I could see that side of the argument, but I like in my head, I'm still remember that interview, him saying like he like his freedom. He wants to be able to do whatever he wants,
Mm-hmm.
do his own matches, and not have people be like micromanaging all the stuff that he's gonna do in the ring, rather like him taking
Yeah.
control. So I don't know. That part is the only thing that doesn't convince me of seeing him in WWE
Yeah.
anytime soon. Because if that was the case, Kenny and the Bucks would have been there years ago.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been nice when the New Day was complete. I feel like them coming over, it's just like, it's not the same. 'Cause it would have been nice them, even legit could have been the Bloodline or the Usos versus the Elite versus the,
It
you know what I'm
would have
saying?
been
Like a
nice.
triple, like it would have been.
It would have been great,
Yeah.
but they're not willing to give up that
True.
one thing that makes wrestling fun, and it's creativity. Well, ladies and germs, we have made it to our end of the show. Unfortunately, I could not go to the live pro wrestling event last Sunday because their ticket were sold out, as well as their upcoming view for the Toys of Mania that's happening in New Bedford. That shit was sold out real quick. Like that was the first one to be sold
Yeah.
out before the Sunday one.
Yeah,
So
the one December 8th, that's coming to the dunk. They announced that's gonna be the troops, what is the show for the troops? That's gonna be in Providence.
oh, that's gonna be the one for Providence. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have one of those nosebleed seats,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be. As you guys can see, I have long legs, and the dunks at certain spots
Yeah.
are too narrow for my knees. So I'm gonna have a fun time
Yeah.
with that one. But you're working on the box seats.
yeah.
still.
I'm working. I haven't bought the tickets yet. I'm like waiting. And I thought about the Bridgeport one, but I'm like, that's a drive.
You said he was not available for it.
No, but I that was like that. I work Saturday, but I'm like
I was gonna
that's a
give you
drive.
the tickets to go.
Yeah, I'm like that's a
but
drive.
I found
Yeah.
I gave them away to a
Yeah.
friend that were gonna go for me.
Yeah.
Because something came up, so I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
watching NXT Deadline.
Yeah.
It was never Battleground. It was Deadline. That's the name of that pay per view.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, Bridgeport should be cool. Hopefully they have their fun. Maybe Carmella will finally backstab Trick Williams. Not a lot of NXT
Okay.
talk this episode, but maybe next week when we see the backstabbing,
Sure.
then we get into it. There's no other further wrestling news besides those. I'm Jay.
This is Cito.
Make sure you follow us on all of our social media, and you have a good night.
Good night. See ya.
Peace.